Hi, cities. How are you doing? Welcome to Sim. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are doing great. So, I have been saying hashtag living MAGA all over. And I saw a man who actually started the I am living MAGA thing. He is like, regretting why he voted for MAGA. And he said he never knew it was going to be like this. If he had known, he would not have even voted at all. You also know voting means you are also asking him to vote. So next time when people are trying to educate you when it comes to politics, listen, because some of you do not know and you still do not want to listen. They talked you into it or you decided to vote, that it's your problem, not my problem. Because as an elderly person or as like there is a certain age you get to, you are supposed to know better. I don't know if that makes sense. Some of them were not just wanting to vote because they wanted some certain things to get better, or they wanted better life for everybody. No, they were voting because they felt like they voted because they wanted someone that to have themselves in the office. And there is also a tweet that I saw from Jerry Reid where they were talking about how they needed that position to make sure that everybody around or everybody in the positions are also people that look like them, right? Now, why is he living MAGA? Sincerely speaking, this man is living MAGA because what they expect, the expectation is not met or has not been met or will never be met. Why? Because they felt life was difficult during the past administration, and that was not even the case, right? And now they are seeing it pro max. You know what? Let's get into this video.
All I can say, I was a dumbass, voted for Trump only because of my beliefs. People around me encouraged it. I can think for myself, yes. But I felt at the time that was the better choice. Now I'm looking at it with everything going on. It was the worst decision I ever made. I wanted not to vote. But people said you won't be able to have a say in anything if you don't vote. I totally regret this. I shouldn't have voted at all.
I'm leaving MAGA is trending right now. And I said back before the election, I'm done arguing with these fools in the comments. I'll come back to this post. Y'all remember he kept saying all this crazy stuff? And this was the response every time. What he meant was, he meant what he said. People with common sense could tell when he was lying. If it wasn't in Project 2025, it was a lie. But I'll summarize what a lot of you thought he meant. Whether you're in the fighter fighters union, or a cop that saw when he pardoned the J6ers to beat the hell out of your brother, or an immigrant worried about deportation, you thought you were the exception. What that guy say? No, you're not. Now we're seeing all these great awakenings, which is cool for you personally, and I'm all for personal growth, but you're too late. The markets are crashing, the prices ain't going down, planes falling from the sky. He knows all about Project 2025, go figure. Got a South African sugar daddy, we didn't see that one coming. You bought it all because you thought you were the exception and it was okay as long as it was happening to somebody else. So before y'all post, just be real. I make over $300,000 a year. I got caught up in my money, got a change of heart now. I can respect that. I didn't realize how racist I was. I'm learning about myself. Wish I didn't vote that way. I can respect that. I didn't realize how much of a hypocrite I was. I was so worried about things that was none of my business. Amen. And chose him anyway. Amen. I can respect that. But to say, oh, I didn't know this was going to happen to me. I didn't know I was going to be affected too.
So, above me is a hashtag that supposedly is going around on social media. Hashtag leaving MAGA. And it comes from those people who now regret their decision to vote for Donald Trump. I sincerely hope you are not expecting some warm welcome to the side of reality, because I'm fresh the fuck out of it. I am fresh out of open arms and warm chocolate chip cookies. You're gonna get a cold shoulder, an oatmeal wheat cookie, and that's it. I got nothing. Because once again, you are now waking up to the realization that you are a driftwood American. You see, you didn't leave MAGA before November 5th, 2024. You left MAGA after November 5th, of 2024. And some of you are only leaving, you're only leaving because Trump did something that you didn't like. And now you're regretting what you did. Meaning you haven't learned a motherfucking thing. You haven't. Because if you did, you wouldn't have voted for that motherfucker in the first place. I'm all cried out, dog. I need y'all to understand something. Those of you who are leaving and those of you who were never in that cult to begin with, I need you to understand this. Donald Trump was never good for America. Ever. None of his ideas made any sense. Nothing he did the last time he was in the White House and this time will make your life better. The people who make $50,000 a year and under, a lot of y'all voted for that shit in overwhelming majorities. You played dice with your own balls. And now you found out that the dealer, the person who's running the table, will take them right before they hit the wall. So you're not even getting a return on investment at this point. But now you're leaving. I said this on November 6th. I will continue to say this until there's no longer breath in my body. I don't trust some of you motherfuckers. I don't. Some of you had that cult-like behavior in your heart. You were just waiting for somebody to give you permission to see it and do it. So I cannot trust you at all. I will never turn my back on you because I'm afraid you will put a knife in it. You will vote selfishly, regret voting selfishly, and then come back saying, I regret voting selfishly. No. This is a stain that you have to walk with from now on. And I will not let you forget it. If you voted for Jill Stein, same deal. If you voted for RFK, same deal. The only person I will give you grace for, if you voted for them, is Jasmine Sherman. But other than that, I got nothing for you. I don't. You can leave MAGA, but that stain is on you forever as far as I'm concerned. That shit should be printed on your tombstone. On your headstone, it should say, believed in MAGA. Because it took you way too fucking long to realize how incredibly disgusting this man is. And it's only because it hit you that you're even saying anything about it in the first place. You don't give a fuck. You gave a fuck when it happened to you. Meaning, there isn't a fight I want to stand next to you in. Ever. Because you're the sort of person that I cannot turn my back on. Because there will be a knife in it. There are some people that learned from their mistake in 2020. They did not make it in 2024. And then there's you. Because you're leaving MAGA now. But how many times did you support MAGA? 3 times, at least. Supported it in 2016. Supported it in 2020. Supported it in 2024. How many of you said that January 6th was a walk in the park and then had the audacity to say that there's cities that no longer exist because of BLM? How many times did you do that? How many times did you say to yourself, I don't care if it hurts the people I don't like, but just don't hurt me? You think your awakening now gives you some grace? No, it doesn't. Not as far as I'm concerned. You get no love and no grace here. Not an ounce. Not 1 ounce. And the reason for that is the exact same reason it has always been. Because your selfishness got us to where we are right now. What, 15 days in, you just now realized this man's a piece of shit. And that he will go back on everything that he says. He just wanted your votes. He told you this. He told you this. I don't care about you, I just want your votes. That came out of his mouth. Not mine, not me making it up. That came out of his. Vote for me and you'll never have to vote again. A threat of a dictatorship. You heard that and said, yeah. Why would I trust you to do anything? Why? Why would I trust you to do anything? So I'm glad this is trending, this right here. I'm glad it's trending. But it's a day late and about $100 billion short. Because now you realize that a guy you didn't elect now has access to the Treasury Department, which means your Social Security is in jeopardy. Your disability insurance, disability benefits are in jeopardy. Your veterans benefits are in jeopardy. When he started hanging out with that guy, it should have been an indication. But I bet you 2 weeks ago, you were all about, oh, it wasn't a Nazi salute. It was from his heart. I can't trust you. I have lived long enough to know that you didn't just wake up because he was wrong. You simply woke up because he did something to you. And that means at a moment's notice, when the next demagogue comes up using the MAGA playbook, maybe they'll call it something cooler. Morning in America, back, or some other shit. Morning in America again. You will be right back to that cult. I cannot trust you. So if you're using the hashtag leavingmaga, fine. Go ahead. You might find some sympathy from some people. Not with me. As long as I live, you who are leaving MAGA right now, after everything that man said leading up to the 2024 election, means absolutely nothing to me. I will look at you as a traitor to the Constitution. I will look at you as a traitor to your fellow American citizens. And I will never turn my back on you because I cannot trust you. Just know that no matter where you are, if I come across you and you're talking about you left MAGA after this past election, the first words out of my mouth will be, I don't fucking trust you.
If I'm the CEO of a company and I want to create another department within my company, I have the freedom to do that all day, every day, as long as I can fund it because it's my company. But a country doesn't function in the same fashion as a company. Like, you can't just install departments. So what the fuck is the Department of Government Efficiency? Like, the Department of Education was created by Congress. So we voted for Congress. These are elected officials. They created the Department of Education. There was a process. How the fuck are we just watching a president who doesn't have the power to do so just say, hey, this is the thing now? Why does Elon Musk have access to the U.S. Treasury? If a normal U.S. citizen tried to access that, you're going to jail, you're getting arrested, you're getting prosecuted. But they're giving Elon Musk, somebody who nobody cast a single vote for. They want to talk about nobody voted for Kamala in the primary. She was just installed. How unfair. Who voted for Elon Musk to do anything? That lawyer just released, you can look up the story. That lawyer just basically released a statement, and if you threaten the DOGE employees, they'll prosecute you. That's fine. Prosecute people that make threats. I'm okay with that. But my thing is why DOGE? Why is this y'all's priority, y'all's focus now? How is this legal? Why are we just watching this? Is this not some form of a coup? Like, I'm not trying to be extreme here, but I've never seen somebody just wake up as a president and say, yeah, this is a thing now. And my buddy over here, who nobody voted for and really nobody trusts, is going to lead this and hire whoever and tell me to fire whoever. They just cut funding to South Africa. And you think that Elon Musk has nothing to do with that decision? All these people they're firing left and right. They're offering buyouts if they quit their federal employment. Law and order, if you're watching this from another country, law and order in America is a fucking joke. Quite literally. We have our laws and our protections and our safety. You can't go outside and just do no violent, wild shit. We're not the wild, wild west. But I'm talking about when it comes down to holding everybody to the same sets and rules and stuff. That's what I mean is the fucking crazy part. The more rich friends you have, the less rules you have to follow. Elon Musk is simply a very, very, very wealthy and successful man. And somehow they're like, hey, you're going to lead this. How is that possible? And we're all just watching it like, who the fuck is Elon Musk? I know it's rather doomed because after he did that salute and people are still funding Tesla and Starlink and they haven't boycotted his businesses. If you can see somebody do a Nazi salute and then not boycott everything related to them, then that just tells me the state of the world that we're in. And that's sad. Never in my life did I think that I would see fucking Kristi Noem being over Homeland Security. She shot a 14-month-old dog. And then doubled down on it and defended it. Said some shit like strong leaders have to make quick decisions in hard times and stuff about cricket to commander with Joe Biden's dog. Like, she's just such a heartless bitch. And now we have to trust her to keep the homeland safe? She was just on camera having some fucking photo op with a bulletproof ice vest on. That's that homing motherfucker. Stay in your department. It's such a strange government. Even if you put aside all the evil shit, it's just a weird group of people, man. What the fuck, man? I'm on your ass. I'm so fucking out of patience with y'all, man. I really don't have the time to be making this video today. I have a schedule that needs my attention, but I can't bring myself to let your content breathe for another second without me getting on here to rebuttal it, okay? It fucking pisses me off beyond belief. First, you blocked me, then you unblocked me, and I saw this post. I was gonna rebuttal it and be polite. That was the way I was going to approach this video. I was going to be polite and I was going to say things like, I see that you like taking care of animals. I love dogs and animals. We have something in common. Or I see that you just turned 24 and I don't want to be too harsh towards you because I know that my mind now at 29 is drastically different than it was when I was 23 and 24. I even went as far as I saw that People's Magazine article about how your boyfriend was talking about you on FaceTime and he didn't know you were listening and he said a bunch of sweet things and now y'all are married. I was looking for like little commonalities between us. Like, okay, they use FaceTime. They have Apple products. I have Apple products. Like I was looking for anything that we have in common ground that we can build from because I don't want the hatred. I don't want the division. My goal is unity. I'm okay with disagreeing about politics and things like that if we can still have unity. When it's morals and ethics, there is no conversation, but I'm trying to still focus on unity. That was my goal until I saw your video about the FAA situation and the DEI thing. And then I said, oh, fuck no. The politeness, the kindness, the let's find common ground, that's out the fucking window. And let me tell you why. You sat there and made that dumbass video. And when I have more time, I will break it apart piece by piece by piece, but I don't have the time today. So I will use my words. You sat there and you made that dumbass video. And I almost thought you had the point when you said that when you heard Donald Trump blame the plane crashes on DEI, you felt like that was bias and we shouldn't always lean into your bias. I almost thought you had the fucking point. But then you said, oh, I did some research and I found this and it was fucking downhill from there. What research did you do? You brought up that black FAA nominee that Biden had. You spun the story and you made it sound like because of him, That's why you see all of these plane crashes in January of 2025. Because there was a black FAA nominee, and it was only because of DEI and his unqualified. You get what I'm trying to say? You tried to blame it all on fucking him. Here's the thing that pissed me off. You really took clips from Congress interviewing, or whatever you want to call it, that FAA nominee that Biden nominated. You took clips of that and tried to play it and tried to show how unqualified he was because he never actually flew a plane or flew a military plane and things like that. That I agree with. That I agree with. If you've never flew a plane or you don't have like military background or things like that, or you haven't been in air traffic control, I don't think you should be the head of the FAA. We can agree on that. But what you left out is that he was never nominated. He never actually served in the fucking role. He dropped out after being in fucking limbo for 9 months. And Pete Buttigieg got on there and said, well, the hearing process was super, super unfair to him, but I respect his decision all the same. So you got on there and tried to make it seem like it was his fault. But you left out the fucking fact that they never actually nominated him. My second point with that dumbass fucking video is that you want to talk about Biden nominating people that aren't qualified? You want to take stitches of that hearing for that nominee, but you don't want to post any fucking stitches of the hearings that's going on right now? You want to talk about a motherfucker that never served in the FAA position to begin with. He was simply nominated and dropped out. But you don't want to make a fucking clip about Kash Patel potentially being the head of the fucking FBI? Are you shitting me? There is no politeness. There is none. They just made Pete Hegseth in charge of the fucking Department of Defense. And you want to talk about a system based on fucking merit? If they had it their way, Matt Gaetz would be the fucking Attorney General? And you want to talk about a system based on merit? Are you fucking kidding me? Y'all cherry pick. Y'all cherry pick things that make sense, and you leave out the broad context. I am on the brink of making a race video because it pisses me off when y'all call the former White House press secretary unqualified and incompetent, but then you call the new White House press secretary the best thing you've ever seen, when they were both doing a great job. You just see a gay black immigrant in the same position as a fucking blonde-haired white woman, and you say, oh, that black woman must be unqualified. That's what pisses me off. That's what makes the fucking politeness go out the window. I've seen the other creators that have stitched your videos. They've been way worse than me. Way worse than me. Way less patient. I get it now. I get it why they crashed out from the jump. You refuse to see it. How the fuck do you blame those plane crashes not only on DEI, but on a motherfucker that was never the FAA person to begin with? How the fuck do you play these hearings and claim that he's unqualified, but then you want to leave out all the fucking hearings that are actively going on? And they say, hey, did Joe Biden win the 2020 presidential election? And they'll say some bullshit like, oh, Joe Biden was just the president. Those clips you took from those hearings and your video about the DEI and FAA and stuff, at least that guy said no. They said, have you ever flown a military plane? He said, no, sir. They asked him another yes or no question. He said, no, sir. He was asked a yes or no question, and he chose from the two options. How many times have we seen people in the Trump administration get asked a simple yes or no question, and they don't select from the two options? You want to talk about meritocracy? Are you fucking kidding me? They tried to blame it on DEI at first, and then they learned that the pilots in that helicopter weren't fucking black or a person of color. They found that those pilots were white, and they said, oh, well, it's the processes or the people that hired them or their training. There's DEI somewhere in here that we can blame. They tried it first with the pilots. They realized that wouldn't work, so they had to stick it somewhere else. And you were so close to almost questioning your support for Donald Trump, but then your cult mindset kicked in. And you said, oh, no, I got to find a reason. I gotta find a reason. It's fucking insane that you sit here and do that. I was literally looking for reasons to give you grace. I love how you get on here and you say, I'm an attorney, I'm an attorney, I'm an attorney. You just turned 24. If I'm not mistaken, most people graduate college at 22. Is law school not 4 years? So what, 26 is when you normally start? You get what I'm saying? Maybe, I don't know your path of education and shit, but even if you are a full-fledged attorney, where are your cases? Where's your work experience? Where's your experience in the actual field doing actual work that we can build off of? Where is that? You want to talk about a system based off merit? Where's your experience? Every job you go to, they want 3 to 5 years of experience in that field. No. Let's stay on topic. Let's stay on topic here. Because you post these things and you're so fucking competent. The video I'm stitching right now, I could make that same paragraph times 10 and make MAGA look hypocritical. I can get on here and be a dickhead too. Genuinely. I'm rather good at it. I just don't like that version of myself. I can get on here and say that I'm so glad that you're monetizing your page and making money now. You should probably take some of that money and go see your fucking dentist. I can get on here and be an asshole and say that, oh, well, with these tariffs that Trump is imposing, it's likely that farm equipment like John Deere is going to be more expensive. So how are you going to afford the tools to groom your fucking eyebrows? Do you see how rude I can fucking be? I can get on here and say some shit like, if that Lexi Ray girl would just go ahead and start a flat house, you could be the fucking press secretary for that. Do you see how fucking left this shit can go? But where does that get us? Nowhere. It just drives the division, drives the hatred. What are you doing? I don't know what version of history you were taught, but DEI is also for women too. Because they used to have your ass in the kitchen, and if you burnt fucking dinner, your husband was gonna come home and beat the dog shit out of you, and nobody was gonna bat an eye. Women couldn't used to vote. Most of my bosses in my career have been fucking women. Do you think that would be the case without DEI? And things like that executive order that Trump undid? It's for you too. It's not just for black people and Mexicans and immigrants. It's for women too. And the disabled and the mentally challenged. The people that are currently benefiting from DEI policies and procedures are the same ones talking shit about it. What the fuck is going on, bro? Genuinely. I mean, seriously, Athena, you're what, an attorney, I believe, and you plan on having a career in that field, but you want to leave out shit? All I did was Google, was Phil Washington ever the FAA leader? First thing that pops up in July 2022, Biden nominated Washington to serve as administrator of the Federal Aviation Administration, but Congress delayed taking action to confirm him over concerns about his lack of expertise in the area, and Washington withdrew from the nomination of March 25th, 2023. He was never actually nominated. They are actively trying to make RFK Jr. the Secretary of Health for the entire country. But you want to take the time to make a video about how Biden's nominations were unqualified? Sit the fuck down forever.
So this is all I got from this video. And first of all, I will start by asking, are you leaving MAGA because you found out that, it is not paying you the way you expected it to pay you? Because there is something about selfish people, their intention was that, it's we have the privilege and things were going to work out for us, even if it doesn't work out for every other person, right? We are exceptional. So things must really work out right when it works out, because we are immune to some certain things, And election came, passed, and they were all happy. I mean, you saw the internet that how they were bragging. They were really all over, right? And that passed, and inauguration came, and it was the same day that the inauguration happened that their pain started. And now everybody's running helter skelter. Like, some of them losing jobs, the ones losing houses, the one that the policies aren't favoring. That was when they started screaming that, are we not going to do something? When Black people told you people from the onset, let's do something before this man gets into office. Let's try as much as we can to come together and make sure he doesn't come into the office, because we do not see the best for us if he can't, like, not just for Black people, for everybody, because Black people was not just only fighting for themselves, they were also fighting for everybody. And that was where their pain started. Their pain started from not listening. And now they are telling you they are leaving MAGA. Hashtag everywhere is leaving MAGA. They are leaving because it is not favoring them, not because they do not want it. That was what they wanted and they thought it was all for them. It is no longer favoring them, and that is why they want to leave. So what if it was favoring them and not favoring us? Do you think they would have left? This is a question you need to have at the back, have it at the back of your mind. If it were okay for them and my people, it was not okay for them, would they still leave? That will tell you the kind of people you are dealing with. The reality is that you see everything that has happened from November to this very moment. It is a very teachable moment for everybody, for those that really want to learn. Because one thing about learning is that you really have to be willing to learn. So are you people ready? Because some people, one thing I know, even those ones that are doing gra like it's not touching them yet, it will reach everybody. It is called Turn by Turn Limited. So it will still get to them. But as it stands, everybody is feeling the heat. But anyway, with that being said, Black people are still on vacation. I'm going to see you all in my next video. Bye for now.